I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of Discover New Music. Very excited for my guest this week, Sam Carter, alumni here on Discover New Music. We got to talk to him back in 2022, but here we are, Architects' new album, The Sky, the Earth, and All Between. And this is the 11th studio album, which is a big number. That is,
Yes.
I mean, obviously, you're double digits now, well into it. No small feat in the music world. So I guess let's start off with a deep, brooding question. What's number 11 mean to you, the band, the fans?
I think for us, I think it's probably the only way I can talk of it really is, it just means an awful lot to us. I think to be still here after all this time and to still be putting out music and music that I think is the best we've ever done. I know everybody says that, but I'm happy to sit here and tell you the ones where I don't think we've done that. But we're, grateful to be here. I think when you are putting out an 11th record, it's the thing that we discussed at the start as well. It was, you can't just put something out for the sake of it. You know, if you really want to make an impact, it has to be brilliant, because at this point, people already kind of have an idea of what they think you are. They, if they're either in or out at this point, you sort of feel like it's time to shake it up and, grab people by the throat and be like, this is why you need to like our band. So yeah, it feels really good. And, the reaction's been amazing. It's kind of funny. It feels like we're like a new band, really. I think, not many people can say that at this point.
I love that. And yeah, because, there is always that kind of tongue in cheek. Oh, it's our best work yet. Of course, you're not going to come out and be, well, it's garbage. And honestly, I don't know how we got it out. But maybe break it down a little bit on a more molecular level. As a collective, why does this feel like the best stuff? You kind of mentioned that you led in with that, with feeling like a new band. How does that play into it?
I think we're very British, so we're very open and honest with each other, and when we feel like we need to hit the mark, and when we feel like we haven't. But yeah, it was just sort of, again, like we just made sure that we were all in the right place for it. We were all ready to go. We were all ready to create. We got Jordan Fish on board to produce with me and Dan, and it was an amazing experience. I think he had a lot to prove, and we had a lot to prove with us releasing this. Mm-hmm. And I think after being in a band for so long, you can kind of call on the experiences that you've had and the experience within your music. But I think that only counts for so much, because you kind of have to keep it fresh and exciting and try new things as well. So yeah, I'd say it's a very like current sort of Architects record. But it's definitely sort of lent in our past and things that we've done before. And but you can't just rip yourself off. It has to be new as well.
There's a wonderful Angus Young quote about AC/DC, and he said along the lines, I'll butcher it here, but long story short, it was, some guy came out and said, we've made the same record 9 times, and he's like, that's utter trash. We've made the same record 10 times, and I just I like that. But you're absolutely right, and I know in reading up on this and listening to what we've had, the 4 singles that are out now, it's something more primal, more guttural from you guys. I think maybe is what you were reaching for.
Yeah, I think so. I think we know what we're good at this point, and I think it's mixing that with creating and trying to be honest. And I think sometimes with stuff you can go in with the best intentions. We went in with the same intentions on every record we've ever had, but it's this one has just felt really laser focused, and I think we felt like there was untapped potential within the band. We've been around for a while, and I think there's a lot of people that like a lot of bands that have been inspired by us, and I think it was in time for us to kind of be like, we're here, we're that band, and as I say, like, we feel really young. I think to say that I'm like 36, I don't feel 36. We all take good care of ourselves, and I think that's important the older you get, to sort of really understand how much this shit means to you. No one wants to see me, running out of breath on stage and dying. I'm supposed to be people's Friday night, so it's important to stay on top of that. And we've been through a lot as a band, but I think we find ourselves at this point of just feeling really grateful for it. And I think, and it's fun. It's not, we're not saving lives at the end of the day. It's just, we're just creating music. And I think I want people to experience that when they listen to it. And I think we've done it, I think.
I love it. I love it. Well, again, the new record, The Sky, the Earth, and All Between, 28th of February release date. And you mentioned a little bit ago, Jordan Fish, you got on board, formerly of Bring Me the Horizon. He is really trying to cut his teeth as strictly a producer. And, he did that kind of on the side. That's a big pull. How'd you guys get hooked up with him and get that relationship going?
We've been friends with him for a really long time. When he first joined Bring Me, we've been really tight with him, and he worked with us on one of our songs called Doomsday back in the day. And we always, kind of wanted to work together again. It's just difficult. Bring Me are as busy as we are, and constantly writing, and trying to find time for it. But yeah, we had a really good chat with him at a festival we were doing with them about what we were doing moving forward, and where we wanted to take things. And he had mentioned then that he wanted to do stuff with us. And we were like, oh yeah, cool, man. Like, it's really nice. I appreciate it and everything. But we had obviously had such a great time with him doing Doomsday that, we would have snapped the chance to work with him. So when everything happened with him and Bring Me, when he left, it was a no-brainer for us. He called Dan, and within a couple of weeks we were in the studio, and it worked straight away. We did 5 days at the start, and left with like 3.5 songs. And
awesome.
Curse, which was one of the singles we got in like a day. It all felt really natural. We have a really similar taste in music, and a really similar drive. And everything that's on the record was kind of like, there, because all three of us were really buzzing on it. And we kind of had the rule that was like, if one of us is not feeling it, then it's not going to make it. And I'm just super stoked. He's such a creative guy and amazing energy, and he's going to be a star for sure.
It's hard, that's kind of lightning in a bottle for everyone to get in, and even like-minded people to gel like that, and you get that electricity in there. That's few and far between in this industry. So that's exciting for you guys. I love it.
Yeah, it definitely felt special. And I think actually having somebody come in from the outside and tell us what they thought of us, what they thought we did really well, what we needed to move on from, what we needed to delve into. It was nice to sort of like be produced after a couple of albums of doing self-production.
Yeah, I love it. Favorite track on the record? Is there one that really speaks to you?
Ooh, there's a lot. It's really hard, but I think Elegy is probably my favorite, the first track off the record. Okay. I'm really proud of that song. Went in with the intention to create like the best Architects opener ever. There wasn't really like many like mission statements throughout the record, other than really just trying to make every song good enough to be a single, or good enough to be out there, and good enough to represent the record. But when it came down to Elegy, it was like, okay, this has to be a really special song. I think, especially, in this day and age of ADHD, people, like a lot of people just skip the first track straight away. You need it to be right. You need it to be the track. So I'm really, really proud of that one.
All right, we got it. We got 3.5 minutes to hook them. Let's do it. And we've talked a lot about this, and we've in and out with it, but with 11 records in, and again, the latest one, The Sky, the Earth, and All Between, and this long history of Architects, both in the studio and a relentless touring. By the way, in my research of this, how you guys are still going and not completely burnt out is insane, because you tour like crazy, and I love it. Anything maybe stood out, and good or bad, with making this one? I know you guys have kind of seen it all, played it all, but maybe with The Sky and Earth and All Between, anything that really stood out to you while making
in terms of creating it,
or creating the record? Yeah.
I think sort of coming off the back of quite a lot of touring, you really get to kind of see where you're at, and I think we had like a really amazing year before we went in the studio. So we did a lot of festivals, a lot of touring ourselves, some of the biggest shows we've ever played, biggest like positions on festivals. And I think that's kind of inspiring, because you come off the back of that and you're like, well, if we just put out a whatever record, it stays the same. We do okay. We carry on doing where we're at, which is amazing. And, some bands will never get to that. But to take that jump from there to then being like a step further, it has to be a killer record. So, we're one of those bands, and as ourselves, as people, I'm not going to sit around and pat myself on the back for long. It's like I'm in that moment. I appreciate it. I've worked really hard to get here. I'll take it on, and then tomorrow's the next day. You know,
Right.
I very much feel like there's enough time, hopefully be enough time in my life later down the line where I can look back at it all and then see it for then. But
Right.
I like the driving factor of like not sitting still and not being content for too long.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what sparks you to want to get in the studio, you know, what sparks you to want to do the next thing, because, you know, everything we've ever done as this band is completely ridiculous. You know, it's crazy. You know, I've been in this band for so long, and so much of the stuff that I would have thought was like a dream come true has happened. You know,
Yeah.
everything from this point is just fun. So it might as well take it as far as we can, you know?
I love it. Well, I'm super excited for you guys, and I know everyone else is ready to hear the rest of the record. Again, February 28th, The Sky, the Earth, and All Between from Architects. Number 11. Good Lord, they're just getting it done. So go check it out, and I'm glad we got to talk new music. Well, now, Sam, if you will, now that the important stuff's out of the way, we got the artistry, the deep questions in. We're going to go back to something we did last time you and I chatted. And I looked up Sussex slang. Brighton slang, and I must have found the oldest, if you do, the oldest list ever. It had things like Flittermouse, Monkey's Birthday, and
I remember
the
this.
Devil Round
You were
the
saying stuff, and I was like,
yeah.
I remember being like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, it was the wildest thing. So I think I did a much better version of this. So we'll do this. Brighton, it's Brighton. That's the proper way to say it, right? Brighton, Sussex, right?
Brighton,
So this is Brighton slang, much better, up to date version. So first one, B Town. That's an easy one. B Town.
B Town. Yeah, that's just Brighton. That's just a short way of saying it. B Town is just a little. Simple.
Yeah, I'm from B Town, or my buddy's from B Town. Easy peasy. All right, we're off to a great start. You knew the first one. This one might be a stretch. Hollingberries? Hollingberry?
Yeah, I think there's an area of Brighton which is Hollingberry.
Hollingberry. Okay.
Yeah, it's like whether you can get the bus through Brighton to Hollingberry. Yeah. So maybe Hollingberry's like people that live up there. Maybe
up there. So my definition was testicles. So maybe that might be something.
Yeah. Maybe there is a place called Hollingberry. So maybe the people up there have got big ass balls. You never know.
That's how you know. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to use that.
Please do. Please do. Casas.
Casas is I think it's called Casablancas. It's like a club. Is Casas a club?
You got it.
It's like a nightclub where like you can go. There's like bands that play in there.
You got it. Yes, it's a short for Casablanca Jazz Club. All right, good. Yes. We're doing good.
And it's so far from jazz. It's like really? Open mic, like rock nights and stuff in there. Yeah. So if you come to Brighton and you want to get absolutely off your head, that's where you can go.
That's where you got to go. Yeah. All right. What about what's a twitten?
Twitten. No
idea what that.
No. What's a twitten?
A narrow lane, like Ship Street Gardens.
Okay, yeah. Like the small, tiny lanes.
Tiny lanes.
They filmed Quadrophenia down one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In Brighton, yeah. There's a few that kind of link these small lanes, like around Middle Street down there. There's tiny little lanes, and they are like tiny.
Right.
And there's houses on them. Yeah, and I'm always like, how the fuck are people living here? Because it basically is like you go from one pub through this tiny lane to another. The amount of people that must be just hammered, just like, see you later. I cannot confirm that I have done that.
Oh, yeah, of course. No, this is what you've heard. Clearly. All right.
Vicious rumors.
Terrible. Why anyone would say anything. Here's a fun one. Pavtav.
Yeah. Pavtav. Funny fact about the Pavtav. It's a pub. And it's basically where most of us used to drink as kids. When I first started meeting the boys in the band, everybody from bands would be in there drinking. It was the spot.
From what I've gathered, the Pavilion Tavern, Pavtav, very cheap place to get drunk.
Absolute shithole.
I love it. Seems like a nice, fun walk down memory lane for you. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, last one. We've done pretty well. Chunder.
Yeah. Chunder, like if you've drank too much, you're sick.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
Chundered. Yeah.
I did a much better job on my research with this one compared to.
I'm very impressed.
I'm very happy, and now everyone, a little bit of Brighton slang out there.
Chundered's good.
Now,
Chundered's like UK. Chundered's UK slang. So yeah, but I'll take that.
So you could chunder in a twitten after too many drinks at the Pav Tav. That's what you could do right there.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I feel like really a local. Good. I feel like a local.
I like the idea that people think that we're walking around just sounding like that as well.
Go to the Pav Tav.
I've just been to the Pav Tav and chundered down an alleyway, have you?
Yeah. It's like the most cartoonish Sussex person we could come up with. I love it.
Do you know what? We would probably be doing that and moaning anyway. So.
Oh, I love it. All right, real quick, rapid fire, then we got to go. I do this for everyone. Cool. Super simple to start. Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Billy Ocean or Billy Idol?
Oh, God, it's hard.
That's a tough one.
That's a hard one. Do you know what? Just in terms of like what I've been listening to a lot, I go Billie Eilish.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah,
no wrong answer.
She's so talented. They're both so talented. Oh,
yeah.
Her and Phineas are just outrageous.
Oh yeah, absolutely. New England clam chowder or creamy tomato bisque?
Creamy tomato bisque.
Yeah, with a fancy grilled cheese.
I don't know what the fuck either of those are, but I'll just say that.
They're delicious soups. Delicious soups. There you go.
Hey, I'm with you.
All right, last one. Chuck Norris roundhouse at 100% power or a Mike Tyson punch at 50% power?
Mike Tyson. I love that man.
It's just he's an animal, got in his prime.
Just ear biting the lot.
Getting it done. Yeah. And that's smart too. Even at 50%, you probably survive that. You'll be okay. You're in good shape.
He's a beast.
Sam, thank you for humoring me. More importantly, thank you for chatting new music.
Oh, thank you.
Architects, the sky, the earth, all between, out on the 28th.
Thank you so much, man.
So excited for you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, mate. And thank you for the support. Honestly, like I'm sure I've said to you before, but radio in America is like a whole different beast to over here. We have like a few places. But I really, actually, from being over there and from speaking to people, I realized like you guys are so important to the scenes where you are, because it's like each state is its own like Radio 1. It's amazing what you guys are doing. So thank you so much for the support, man. It really does mean the world to us.
Our healthcare is in shambles. Our democracy is crumbling, but we got damn good radio. I tell you that.
Yeah, you do damn good rock and roll over there as well. So it's all good. We just got to come over and be the Friday nights, Saturday nights for everybody. That's
all we need. That's all we need from you guys. All right. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
Cheers, bud.
All right. See you, bud.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.